am so excited to be here. I am Michelle Talbert. I am going live. I'm just doing the thing. We have the Chamber, and for the next couple of months, I'm actually halting guest speakers for the most part, and I will be doing a lot of our workshops. So if you are watching and you are on Facebook, for me to be able to see your comments, which I would love to see if you're commenting, you will need to go ahead and let them know that you accept the StreamYard app. I see good afternoon and I see highs, but it only says Facebook user. So up above, you have to say, I give permission. And then I can actually see your name, or just post your name in a comment and tell me who you are, which works as well. So welcome to the Chamber, this our monthly meeting. I'm talking about a couple of things. Today has been bananas. I looked at the clock. I was like, I'm supposed to be going live in 10 minutes. And so we started the day by we. I talk in we's a lot, right? Because I'm all about our community, if you know me, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But I started today off speaking at a breakfast for Lauderhill, which is a city I'm in here in Broward County, South Florida. Speaking to their Chamber of Commerce members at a breakfast, went straight over and did the deal for our new spot, which I'm going to be talking about next. And now I am here to talk to you about how to leverage accountability to achieve your goals. So at the end of the day, our time together today is to talk about you winning, because we all win, and achieving your goals by working with a peer. Accountability buddy is what I call them, right? Okay, so let me start. Hi, Val Carey. Thank you for putting your name. I can't see your names. Yes, making her power moves. You either gotta accept StreamYard and let them show me your name, or put your name in the comments. Hi, Val Carey, and a bunch of Facebook users. I see you. Hey, Debbie, you got it. Thank you so much. All right, so I always keep clothes hanging on the back of the door at my space, and I was like, get this jacket off of me. Literally, this was my first speaking engagement in front of an audience live. That wasn't like sort of just kind of being at an event since March 2020. And the last time I spoke on a stage, it was like 200 people to the Fort Lauderdale Chamber of Commerce. So that works out really well. To their women's group with, which is an amazing, Graciela Valdez invited me to speak. So my name is Michelle Talbert. I am the founder of Her Power Space. We are a woman forward, men welcoming co-working space, event venue, podcast studio here in Lauderhill, Florida, which is in Broward County, South Florida. Hey, Michelle Matthews, Michelle Power in the house. And so I wanted to just kind of introduce myself if you don't know me, because this is also on YouTube Live and other folks may be watching it who aren't familiar with me. I am a recovering corporate attorney. I left law practice May 1st, makes 10 years since I left the full-time practice of corporate law to explore all things social media, marketing, relationship marketing, content marketing. And that's what I've been doing for the past 10 years. And within the last 5-7 years, actually have focused primarily on women entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, and side hustlers. And so through the Her Power Moves community, of which we had 3 chapters pre-pandemic, Miami, Broward, and Jacksonville, Florida, we were meeting to ensure that women entrepreneurs, especially side hustlers and solopreneurs, especially Black women and women of color, had representation where you felt you were in a safe space to ask questions, to rely upon one another. I bring in speakers all the time to ensure that you get the resources you need to be successful. And what I noticed was that we really needed a space of our own, and so many other business owners did too, needed offices, needed a virtual address, needed a place that they can get their credit built and all of that. So I opened Her Power Space in 2020 in January. You remember what was going on in January? And then March of 2020 and locked the doors. And blessing, because we have an amazing community. We are still here and celebrated our 2nd anniversary this past January. So that's my background. I am all about ensuring that micro business owners look big by being able to have the services, the resources, the community, the information, all of the things you need to ensure your success as a business owner, because it is quite an isolating journey. and we all struggle at different points along the way. And it's so great to know that you have a safe space, that you have a community, that you can also get clarity when you're confused and need access to resources and information. So I advise you to not be the smartest person in the room, to ask for help when you need it. And if you're not sure who to ask, just hit me up. I'm always here. And you don't have to be a woman to be a member, because obviously we have loads of dudes in the group, the community as well. But women, y'all know my heart, right? Okay, so that's about me, just to let you know who I am by way of background. So that's part one. Part two, yes, I did speak today at the Lauderhill Chamber of Commerce's breakfast. Shout out to Eula Marie Hilton for inviting me to do that. Our girl Val Mondesir of Insightful Financials took time away from doing tax prep. She's an amazing CPA, to come be on the panel, as well as another gentleman. And we just poured ourselves into our small business community, because that's what we do, right? I really believe that we all win. It's just a fact. It's our lifestyle. I do not play around with that, right? Okay, so after that, I did go over to our new location. Our new location is an expansion of the existing Her Power space. Her Power space, like I said, I opened in January of 2020, and we actually are about 1,062 square feet. I was saying about, and then I give you the exact number, right? So we're a little over 1,060 square feet. And that means that we don't have dedicated space. We don't have dedicated offices. But what was the blessing? And let me explain something to you about when something is in your heart and you know your community and you know the people who you serve. In 2019, when I actually started to make the moves to begin to say, can we really afford a space? Can I really open a space? What do I need to do to have a co-working space? And some people might not be familiar with the concept. A co-working space is a space that someone owns or leases, right? And then within that space, you can have anything from open working, like if you're at Starbucks and you just, instead of getting the coffee there, you come to the co-working space, you can meet with people out in the open. Hi, thank you. You can meet with people out in the open. And then also to have private spaces, offices, conference room, podcast, content creation studio. So now I've been in e-commerce and social media for over a decade now, right? And I knew that our community of creatives didn't have a space that exactly fit our needs. A lot of co-working spaces, first, let's be real, they just got that Silicon Valley bro culture thing going, right? That a lot of them have that kind of masculine feel, and beer tap Fridays and stuff like that. More power to you if you love beer. I actually don't drink beer, but I don't think it's a masculine and feminine thing. It's just not the place that we necessarily flourish, right? And I'm okay being different. We different, but the same, right? Okay, so those co-working spaces also were quite expensive. And they also, all of them across the board, from WeWork to every other co-working space that was in the market in 2019 and 20 when I opened my doors, all charged a monthly fee. You were required, regardless of how much you used the space or how much you thought you may need to use the space, you had to pay at minimum like $99 a month. And so I wanted to disrupt that concept, because I knew that my community, that you, solopreneurs, side hustlers, people who work on your day job from 9 to 5 and on your daydreams from 5 to midnight, 2 a.m., couldn't really afford that overhead, or didn't really necessarily know that it would be something that would have a return on the investment made. So everyone whose advice I sought told me, Michelle, your business is going to go out of business because you can't depend upon recurring revenue of having memberships every month paid to you, from $99 to up to $700, $800 if you were, if people had offices. I got that, but I just knew that it wasn't the right model for our community. So I opened with the model that everything in here is pay as you go, flex. Literally, people drive down the street, get a call to say, hey, we want to get on a job interview or we want to talk to you. They call me from their car and say, Michelle, do you have an event, a conference room or an office that I can rent for an hour to get on this job interview right now? Yes. Right? And they've never seen me before. They just Google office near me, and we rank in the top 3 every single time. And they call me, and this is a place that they can come and pay their $25, sit in there for an hour, have privacy, right? But I knew that that model worked for us. But again, how do I know when somebody's going to call from the street, right? So that recurring piece I got. However, they didn't know the pandemic was coming and people would have to stay home. And when people stayed home, that meant that they didn't need to spend $99 to $800 a month on a space because they couldn't use it. So they canceled that membership. And that's why you saw the WeWorks close, you saw the Wing close, you saw pretty much every co-working space closed but us. And it has been hard. I'm not going to pretend like it's easy to kind of plan out what our revenue looks like. And I'm doing things, and that's the next piece of this conversation, to put that in place so we can really plan and project and know how much money is coming in the door every single month and the things and the levers to pull, which is all part of growing up in business, right? Because as we know, Sharon says, marketing gets you leads and sales get you paid, and you need to be able to project your sales, right? So because of that model, because of disrupting that industry and ensuring that our community could show up and pay as they went, we are still here, and people come in and use the space on an hourly basis, a flex basis, etc. Wonderful. Now we're 2 years in, and we have growing pains because you guys are flourishing. 4% of the members of Her Power Space since we opened our doors have now either opened their own location, have a location in development, or are looking for their own location. That's a huge win for our community to be able to say that they can open their space and have their own space. They start here, they understand what it means to kind of have a business address, and then they flourish. And I'm so excited about that. But they're also telling me, Michelle, I don't want my own traditional lease. I want to be able to have a space with you. And I wanted to just be able to space that I can lock the door and it's my office, but you take care of everything else, right? And I got you. So after speaking this morning at the Lauderhill Chamber of Commerce, I was able to go over it, and there's a space that I love. It's in Tamarack, which is literally 5 minutes from our door. So we are going to be across cities. And I was able to complete the deal. We now have a new location that is an expanded location that has now dedicated offices for you to come and go 24 hours a day. It is your office that you would rent under the Her Power Space umbrella. Meet your clients, put up your pictures, have you lock your door, and keep it pumping. I am so excited and so proud to be able to continue to serve our community, to continue to have the finger on the pulse of what our community needs. And so now we are moving into the pre-sale phase, and I'll have the floor plan. The property manager today, he told me he's going to send me over the floor plan. Of course, I took video and pictures and all of that so that Her Power Space 2, the annex, will be loading, and it's actually already built out, so there's not going to be a whole lot of delay. You're going to be able to hit the ground running. I would say May 1st, we can get people in there. I'm so excited and so proud to be able to bring that to you. So that's the deal with Her Power Space 2, the new location. All right, so now the next thing I want to talk to you about, you may have seen, and a lot of folks have signed up for this. We have coming up the I'm trying to share my screen. We have coming up my account, your Accountability Buddy. Your Accountability Buddy is our new signature program that will enable you. Oh, let me go back and share that properly. That will enable you to get some ish done. I'm on my personal Facebook too, so I try not to cuss, but y'all know I cuss. But at any rate, to get some stuff done, right? It takes a village. is saying. And that village includes your accountability partner. How do you get things done in a way that enables you to meet your goals and move forward in your business? And sometimes when we're left to our own devices, the reality is it just doesn't get done. And it's not about any type of judgment. It is just a factor that we do so much for other people that we don't do for ourselves. So I wanted to come on today and actually, hold on, and actually just share with you a few of the ways that you can take advantage of having an accountability partner. And whether you sign up for your accountability buddy, which is totally free, we're launching May 1st, it's a 90-day pairing. I'm taking care of pairing you with people, one person, sorry. I'm pairing the folks together so that you can actually work on the same types of goals. So let me move forward. I shared this the other day because I think it's totally fascinating to me. This is a co-ed opportunity, right? So men and women are able to participate. You have very specific categories of participation. So you have finances. I want to work on my business. I'm actually in corporate America or working a day job and want to move up the corporate ladder, physical fitness, etc. So you choose your one category that you want this person to hold you accountable for the next 90 days. And I'm going to give a structure to that. So we're going to talk about this in a minute. And then what you do is that you choose that. And then I ask the question, do you prefer to have be partnered with a woman, a man, or it doesn't matter? And I think it is so fascinating that over 20% of the folks have said that they want to be partnered with a man. And that is both men and women who have said that. So I love that because that means diversity. You're thinking in terms of diversity of thought, diversity of experience, and that's a great way to go about achieving your goals. So this is a worksheet that I created. If you've ever attended any workshop that I've done since 2017, when I created this form, it is a way to hold yourself accountable for when someone is speaking on a workshop. But this, I want you to use it from the perspective of thinking through the intentionality behind the goals you're setting. And for the folks who have signed up and the folks who will be signing up, and we will be closing the door to this next week because we actually have a really great number of folks that I think is very manageable. And so you will be receiving very specific material on how to set your goals, how to best work with a peer, an accountability buddy. And moving forward, I will give you all those tools. You guys will just be responsible for ensuring that you hold each other accountable and that you show up for however calls or texts or emails that you plan to hold each other accountable. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So this is a way to just go ahead and go to herpowermoves.com/what's in it for me worksheet, WIIFM worksheet, and you can download that form. It doesn't even ask for your email address. And so I'm going to skip this. Will Smith. So I am cheating a little bit. I'm pulling in some slides from some presentations I've done in the past about how to really make a mentor-mentee or peer relationship successful. And with your accountability partner, it's about the peer. Okay, so I'm aging myself. Who else knows about the Wonder Twins? Yes, Wonder Twins, right? So let's talk through what it means to achieve peer alignment. And in this instance, you have an accountability partner, your accountability buddy, who is going to be working toward his or her own goal in the same category as you. So I'm collecting all the data, matching people up. You will receive each other's contact information, and the balance of value is there because you've already determined that, yes, you are determined and commit to spending 90 days getting your own goals accomplished and making sure that they get their goal accomplished too. You're only working on a one-on-one capacity to check in with each other. And each week I will be hosting opportunities to come together as a group to check in and to give you the support, but you'll also be getting support from week to week from me as well. And so you want to identify, does this person have a goal like mine? Doesn't have to be the same goal, but in this case, it'll be in the same arena. And then how will you communicate, right? And so I'm saying to you that you can use this no matter what kind of relationships, whether you're with your accountability buddy or you decide to sign up in a different, just find your own peer or accountability partner. But having these conversations before you head down the path will save you a world of hurt in the future, right? So you want to make sure that your goals are aligned. You want to make sure that you both have value and you're committed to doing this. You set the time limit, in our case, 90 days, and then you choose your method of communication. One of my homegirls and I, Aviva, we've been friends for almost 30 years now. And oh God, we really actually have been friends 30 years. It's 29 years, I think. Anyway, so Aviva and I actually used to do like write down our goals for the day and do some other kinds of things. And we wanted to sort of dedicate a portion of our morning to doing that. And we're both super busy, love each other dearly, but don't want to talk on the phone every single day, right? We would literally just send each other a text, done. And that would be it. So it can be something that simple. Right? Once you've determined what the goal is, what it is that you need to achieve, and the accountability and the method of communication that works for both of you. And then the frequency of contact, because there's two types of contact. The first piece is let's strategize. Let's talk about exactly what it is I need to do this week or these next 2 weeks, however you determine the frequency will be of your communication. And then it is the did you do it piece. Did I do it? And if you didn't, set some boundaries about what it looks like. One of my homeboys, David and I, we used to do this thing where if we didn't work out, we had to cash out the other person $5, right? Now that $5 went back and forth a couple of times, right? But then once we got in that groove, it was awesome. It was like, I don't have to pay you any money, right? So these are all hacks that are really great ways to ensure that you get success, because that's at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's not about beating ourselves up because we're a procrastinator or because we can't seem to get everything done. It's just about choosing that one thing and then having someone help you along the journey, right? And so the last piece, before you begin, remember, this is all about setting ground rules, right? Before you begin, talk about the expectations not being met and what consequences will follow if they aren't. And you agree. And in this case, for those of you who have signed up for your accountability buddy, I will be stepping in, right? If someone doesn't do what they say they're going to do over these 90 days, because this is so much bigger than money. That's why I'm not charging you for it, because I want you to see what it feels like to know that you can show up for yourself, right? And this matters more than you not paying $9 or $20 or something like that, right? This is about really moving the needle forward in your journey, regardless of what that journey is, finances, physical fitness, etc. So talk about what those consequences look like, and then be willing to have the conversation if those consequences need to be, hold on, sorry, somebody just walked in. Hi, how may I help you? Hi, how are you?
Just picking up some mail.
Oh, sure. Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. I got somebody picking up mail. What business is it?
NHIB, 110.
Did you get a notification from us that you have it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She got 2 pieces in
Yep. Can you show me ID?
there.
You said it was 2 pieces?
There's only one. Maybe it was only one.
Okay, so
Maybe they sent a double. Email.
Sometimes that happens if you haven't picked it up, and the system will then say you didn't pick up your mail. And then it looks like you got a second piece, but you didn't. You just didn't pick it up. Yeah. So all you have to do you have your ID?
Yeah.
Okay, just put the name of your business. You're picking up 1 piece of mail, sign, and date. Okay, I'll remember that. So I'm gonna jump back on this one.
Okay.
Nice meeting you.
You
Thanks
too.
for coming.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so Okay, I am back. I'm telling you, this is a working co-working space, right? And so we are here for the community, which means even when I go live from live during business hours, this is what happens, and I'm thankful for it. Thank you, sir, for being a community member and picking up your mail with us. Thank you. All right, you too. All right, so you will look at what happens if the what are the consequences if you don't hold your end of the bargain up. It matters. It really, really matters. Okay. So I think that was it. Yeah. Wait. Yep. That was it. Okay. So I wanted to walk you through those pieces because even if you don't come with your accountability buddy, if you want to work with someone to help them have your goals met, then these are the steps that you'll want to take. If you are interested in joining us for your accountability buddy, and you can ask questions even if you're watching the replay, I'm checking the comments now. Okay. So I don't see any questions. If you have any questions about accountability and goal setting, in our Her Power Moves book club, last month or the month before, we read a book that I love and read probably once every other year called by Gretchen Rubin, Call of Four Tendencies. And the thing that I love about this book is it kind of picks up where Myers-Briggs leaves off, in that with the four tendencies, you look at what are your motivating factors for getting things done. Because once you can understand what motivates you, and instead of demonizing what motivates you, actually lean into it and then put things in place, like Atomic Habits is another book for this, put things in place to help you be successful. And that is what we're doing with your accountability buddy. So this is an opportunity for you to actually get the tools you need. I will have a reading list. Y'all know I don't play, right? So I will have a reading list for you if you want to read some books about how to think through what does it look like to look at my tendencies, look at the types of things that help me motivate myself. Atomic Habits, like I said, is another one, how you can do different ways to ensure that you do certain habits. And then we will have worksheets and ways for you and your peer, your accountability buddy, to ensure that you get things done together and have those hard conversations if needed. And hey, Nicole. And if you have any questions whatsoever, if you're watching this, you know how to get in touch with me. Plus, you can also leave a comment in the comments. So I literally have on roller skates today. I just wanted to hop in to give you the update on Her Power Space. If you are interested in coming over to Her Power Space too and getting your, I don't even think I forgot to do the thing for it. If you want to come on over to Her Power Space too, you can head over to herpowerspace.com/extension. Expansion. That's what I meant to say. Expansion. I'm going to fix this right now. And if you are looking for an office space, it is Tamarack. It is literally 6 minutes door to door from Her Power Space 1 to Her Power Space 2. And we'll be able to get folks in as soon as you need to get in. It's already built out. I will be sharing video. We'll have floor plans. And I just look forward to continuing to serve you. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come hang with me a little bit. And I just really appreciate our community. You've ensured that we're still here when so many other co-working spaces are gone. People who were giving me advice, their co-working spaces are gone. I mean, they're fine, but I knew that you needed something different. And if you take nothing else away from our time together today, just know that when you know what your calling is, you could get all the advice you need. And that was what that Will Smith clip is. You can get all the advice you need. You can get all the information and read all the books and talk to all the experts. But when you know that you know that you know, you have to move forward. You can weigh their opinions, you can understand, but there are times when you're going to do something and people think you're going to zig and you need to zag and you got to just stick with it. Right. And so I thank you all for spending some time with me today. I don't see any questions in the chat about anything coming up. So y'all know how to get in touch with me. I am Michelle Talbert. I am the founder of Her Power Space. Oh, and I locked my hair again. Some of y'all know me long enough to know I had locks for like a decade. Oh yeah, I locked my hair again. All right, I'll see y'all later. Love y'all. Bye.